Good morning. We're going to look at the 2018 CEC rules for kitchen. And then in our next video, we're going to actually lay out a kitchen using these rules. 26652A speaks to the fact that you need a dedicated branch circuit for the refrigerator. Dedicated means that nothing else is on that circuit. Now there is one exception in that you can also have a clock receptacle on that circuit. That comes from a very old time where we had no batteries in our clocks, and there was always a receptacle right above the fridge for the clock. It's not typically done anymore. Subrule D says a dedicated branch circuit is necessary for the microwave. 26654A says at least 2 branch circuits are needed for the kitchen counter receptacles. No more than 2 receptacles on each branch circuit. And typically what we do is either a 5-15R split using 14-3 Lumex and a 2-pole 15 amp breaker, or we use 520R, which are T slots. And for that, we run 12-2 Lumex and use a single pole 20 amp breaker. We'll see that later on. If it is within 1.5 meters of the sink, then we would turn this into a GFCI as well. 26656 1. So item 2 says the kitchen counter receptacles and the refrigerator receptacle are exempt from being AFCI, but the microwave will still need to be AFCI protected. 26704, receptacles located within 1.5 meters of the sink need to be GFCI protected, and the exception is any receptacles for a stationary appliance that is located behind the appliance. 26706-2 speaks to receptacles located behind a stationary appliance or located above 2 meters do not need to be tamper resistant. This means that the counter receptacles will have to be tamper resistant, but not the fridge or the microwave. 26720, talking about where we're going to actually put the receptacles. So receptacles shall not be mounted facing up in the counters. We don't want water spillage into them. H says receptacles shall not be placed in cupboards unless it is for an item like a microwave or a range hood or some other integrated part of a factory-built enclosure or appliance. 26724D1, you have to install 1 receptacle for a fridge, at least. Item 2, if there is a gas range, you must install a receptacle behind the gas range at not more than 130 millimeters from the floor. This is for the electronics and the lighting in the gas range. Item 3, isolated work surfaces on your counter that are less than 300 millimeters do not need a counter receptacle. But the rest of the workspaces along the countertop must be wired with either 5-15Rs or 5-20R receptacles so that no point is more than 900 millimeters from the receptacle. This means that we start measuring from the end of the counter and our first receptacle is less than or equal to 900 millimeters. And then beyond that and between each receptacle is a max of 1800 millimeters. If you have an island or a peninsula, you must have a receptacle installed on them if they measure 300 millimeters by 600 millimeters or larger. Subrule E says receptacles shall not be located either right behind nor right in front of the kitchen sink.